We got that taken care of.
Okay. But no, like, seriously, the apparatus is not called a fork and an outlet.
Side note about that, story time with Dave.
Story time with Dave in a moment. But no, it's essentially you have an electrode item that you can sit there and that you have connected to an electrical source, and that it essentially bounces electricity off of a person. So, it's a thing. You know, it's our current, thing. It's usually sexual. Or, I guess you could say it's more into a,
Hey, Brotherhood. How's it going?
sadistic trope of, things. Okay, so now Dave does have a story about fork and outlet.
Yes.
You know something? Honey, tell us about your fork and outlet.
I don't even know if I've told you this one.
I'm pretty sure you have, but go ahead, I'm listening. We're all listening. Is everyone listening? I'm not gonna let Dave talk until somebody says yes. Let's just see how awkward this gets.
It seemed like creepy, like teleporting super mutant suicider. So at one point in my
Okay, fine, go ahead.
yes, at one point.
Thank you, B-Man.
Yeah, at one point in my childhood, I had.
Oh, grunt fodder, that just warms the little cockles of my heart. I don't have many cockles, but
Okay, you know what?
one of them is warmed by the fact that you have a brick named for you in the renovated Nikola Tesla lab.
If you'd stolen that brick, it would be in the Edison lab. But anyway.
Oh!
Yeah.
You went there.
But yeah, for some reason, my family actually had a belt that had two prongs.
I do know this story.
Yeah, that were, like, not attached to anything. Like, they didn't have a crossbar or something like that.
Wait,
Like, I don't
do two-pronged belts often have crossbars?
You would think? I don't know.
I've seen two-pronged belt buckles, and they never have a crossbar.
And I should say I have a very vague memory of this. Very vague.
It's borderline near lucid.
Oh, whoops! Accidentally shot
Wait.
the brother to steal. Sorry,
no,
guys.
Didn't. No, you didn't.
I shot their like.
No, that's because he dodged.
Oh, okay.
Why did he dodge? Barbecued prawn. God damn it, grunt fodder! Stop it! Why do you guys keep bringing him delicious sounding food?
Yes. But anyway, so I'm
It's
sitting
been one
there.
of those days.
I was left unsupervised with access to this belt and access to a light socket, and the expected thing happened. I think I was like 3 or 4. And I sat there and looked at the belt, looked at the light socket, and said, huh.
Well, that fits. And I'm sorry, barbecued prawns. I know that what here's going, but I'm like, barbecued prawns. I would eat that. You
What
would.
is a handmade
Mutant
rifle?
slaying handmade rifle.
I'll take that because it's a 7.62.
Plus, it does 50% more damage on super mutants.
I don't actually have any 7.62 ammo, but it's basically an AK-47, so I'll take it.
Actually, I think that you would call that an AK-40 something.
Yeah. Might be an AK-74. I don't know. There's been multiple variants. So anyway.
No, that's an AK-40 something.
So I literally took a two-pronged belt buckle and stuck into a light socket. I remember looking at the belt buckle, looking at the light socket, and thinking this was a good idea. And the next memory I have was waking up afterwards. Because, yeah, that did not go well.
Can I just sit here and say that the amazing thing is your brother's an idiot and you're not? Your brother's an idiot. You're not. And I know that you, for a fact, have been dropped on your head multiple times and electrocuted.
Yep, had my first concussion when I was 17 months old.
You know, I don't know that I ever... This does explain some things, but not others.
Yeah.
As a point, you know, on the other hand, story time with Nancy. I don't know that I ever said anything about this. So, when I was at... Oh God, I don't even know... This is how out of touch... Nice grunt fodder. Shocking.
It was. And B-Man...
B-Man, I think you just topped Dave.
Yeah, he actually died. I just passed out.
Well, essentially, if you're putting it into an outlet, you're going to sit there and let go.
Yeah.
Eventually.
You know, either you'll let go or you'll probably get, like, blown back or something.
Well, I mean, that's just it. You're going to sit there. You're going to let go eventually. It's going to be a case of whether it's you're blown back or your muscles atrophy to a point that you sit there and you're like, eh. Okay? But having yourself jumping into power wires and physically dying.
Look better in black. Wear a tactile neck.
That's the tactile neck guide. But yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna sit there and say, wow. Damn.
Sweet.
Man, now I almost don't want to tell my story.
Oh, but go ahead.
But I'll tell it anyway, because you know something? I trudged through. I've trudged through a lot of shit. Both figuratively and literally, because growing up on a farm...
You'll trudge through some shit.
Actually, side story. Remind me about my right middle finger.
Okay.
That'll redirect me because I can look at it. So, when I was a little kid, we had a milk house. Okay? It was just down the way from where we had all of our cows in the barn. We had a large barn for the cows. And next to, and you know, the back of the milk house is where you sat there and you gathered all the cows so they could be milked and everything like that. And then you released them out into the, into the barn or the pasture. Who raised you from the barbecue? Myself. Anyway, so we sat there, and next to the milk house. Now, the milk house proper, you often had cows crapping, or, you know, shitting in the milk house, okay? And that wasn't unusual, you know. You would sit there and we would bring 4 cows. But wait a minute. Let me back up. So you would bring like 70 or 80 head of cattle into the back holding area of the milk house. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so you'd sit there and you'd bring them in there and you'd have them penned in, and then you'd sit there and you'd bring them in about 4 at a time on either side, and there were 2 sides, so you had it 8 at a time. And they would be milked. No big deal. Okay? Often they would crap during the process, and so you'd sit there and you'd let out a group to go back to the barn, and you'd sit there and you would have to schleff off their excrement.
Mm-hmm, as one does.
As you have to do, and you'd go back into the back area back into the holding area, and the next group would come in, and you know, it's kind of like that. It kind of goes in rotation, and you know, you'd eventually get to the last, you know, handful of them, and you'd get them all set up, you know, and it was all fine and dandy. But that left always a lot of shit. Literal shit.
Doesn't seem like a great place to linger, Blue.
Energy flat man. I mean, I'm taking this power armor.
Okay. So there was literal cow shit in the back of the holding area. So you would have to clean it. Well, next to the milk house was a trench.
Okay. It's just a bare frame. But it still gives you protection from falling damage.
Whee! Okay, but yeah, so we would sit there and so there was this trench next to the milk house, and I have no idea how deep it went. You know, quite literally, I have no idea how deep this went. But if you stepped in it when it was wet, you sunk down and almost lost boots in it. Okay, it was.
It was bad.
It was terrifying, actually, to a 9-year-old. This is a terrifying thing, especially when you hear stories about your brother being in the area of the property that's considered quicksand and losing boots. And the only reason he survived is because somebody grabbed him and pulled him out of the boots that he was wearing. And he's much older than you now, and you're like, holy fucking god, everything here is trying to fucking murder me. Which isn't necessarily wrong on a farm, okay? Sure. So yeah. And I actually lost a boot.
At one point?
In that trench next to the milk house. I actually lost a boot because I couldn't pull it out. You know, I sat there and I actually managed to pull my foot out of it and tried to pull the boot out, and I couldn't pull the boot out.
Okay.
So, totally a thing. It happened. Real thing. Okay? So, now, okay, so about my right hand, middle finger.
B-Man says he misses Freddy. Which Freddy do you miss, B-Man? Are you talking about our big fuzzy kitty?
Our fuzzy kitty, Freddie Mercury.
I'm gonna tear your fucking
Freddy got fingered? I don't know. I'm only guessing. Wait, how many parts came apart on one of those?
Like 5.
No. Go over and look at that. Oh God.
Here and here and here.
You eviscerated him.
And a little bit over there.
You eviscerated you eviscerated one person, and another person lost an arm.
Actually,
you're talking about Freddie Mercury.
But side note, we named our cat after Freddie Mercury.
True story.
Because of the fact that when we took him home from where he was,
Roger, we did it. I was afraid we were making a mistake trying to stand up.
I swear he actually sang in harmony with himself, which was
People are having to sleep in shifts.
a Freddie Mercury.
That's something that only Freddie Mercury could do. And,
yeah.
And you know something? Freddie Mercury is just iconic.
Exactly.
And so Freddie, our Freddie, the cat, got named after Freddie Mercury. Yeah. Because it just fit. And you know something? We actually also had a friend who had a Maine Coon who named her cat Freddie, and he died. He passed on I never met Freddie, and she and I have been friends for years. We've been friends for 14 years, and I never got to meet Freddie. But it was kind of a case of when you sat there and you said Freddie, and Freddie is a Maine Coon, and my very close friend had a Maine Coon cat who looks just like Freddie. Mm-hmm. And she named him Eddie.
Yep.
Her cat's name was Eddie. She was like, I think that's a good fit. And I was like, I thought Freddie was appropriate just because of the fact that her cat was Eddie. Mm-hmm. Our cat is Freddie, and he kind of did his own thing. And I didn't hear it, but I figure if Dave heard it, that's good enough reason. And yeah, he's totally a Freddie.
Yeah,
he's totally a Freddie. I love him.
Yeah. No, actually, we kind of wrap it up now, I think.
Okay, so let me give the story about my finger.
Yes.
If I haven't given it before, I don't think I have. So when I was about 8 or 9 months old, when I have 6 siblings who are older than me. Okay. So, I don't know exactly when I started crawling. I don't know exactly when I started walking, okay? I couldn't tell you any of this because when you get to number 7, people don't
Nobody keeps track.
Nobody keeps track of that shit. Nobody cares. And that's just a fact. You know, it's like, you know, you can only go with so many firsts. And by the time you hit about, 6, nobody gives a shit anymore. You're like, oh, yeah, it's another. Mm-hmm. Okay. Huh? And, well, I was wandering around the house, crawling about, and my family, it was spring, so I was either 6 months or a year and a half. Ballpark. Okay? Because I was born in October. So, if it's springtime and they had their windows open.
Okay. Oh my.
I don't know what I'm watching. What is this?
What is this animal?
What? No,
Anyway.
what the hell is this animal doing? Okay,
Anyway,
never mind. Sorry.
Side note.
Something completely different. So I sat there, and so I was either a year or a half a year or about a year and a half. And I was crawling and, just wandering around the house. And I tend to lead on the side of less because as you have older siblings, you tend to take things up faster.
Uh-huh.
It's just one of those facts. So I'm crawling around and it's springtime and my family has the windows open.
As one does.
Airing out the house from winter and, just enjoying a nice spring day. And I was poking around at a door. I don't remember if it was I think it was a closet door. I was poking around at a closet door, and a gust of wind came through and slammed the door on my middle finger.
Oof.
Okay. So the top... Well, it's essentially the top quarter of my middle finger's top digit, is the clearest way I can describe it, was removed and hanging on by a single piece of tissue on one side. And so my parents sat there and found me screaming, grabbed me and brought me to the hospital, and then they were grilled for some period of time, suggesting that they had abused me. I don't know what sicko fucking cuts off their part of their child's finger. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but it's just like, that's a level.
Yeah.
That's a specific level, and that's just like, whoa. Mindfuck. But I must have been about 6 months because my hand was too small. They couldn't actually do stitches. I flipped the bird a lot since then. It's not... But yeah, so they sat there and they couldn't stitch my finger back onto my hand. And so they just sat there and they popped my finger, the top of my finger, what had been, essentially cut off by the door. They popped it back on and they taped it. They sat there and put a bunch of gauze around it and they taped it so that it was like this huge, for a 6 or 8 month old, it's fucking, that's a lot of weight to have on one hand.
Uh-huh.
And so, especially that's a time when you're usually teething, as I understand it. I mean, we don't have kids, so I couldn't say. But, so they sat there, and there was this big bulbous thing on the top of my one hand, and so, my mom sat there and covered it with a shoe, or not a shoe, but a sock. Mm-hmm. And I would regularly pull the sock off, and she'd have to replace it. And... it grew, it reconnected. It did reconnect, but my finger has never been straight. And actually, for many years, I couldn't feel anything in the first top, or in the tip of that finger. I couldn't feel anything. I can now because, just a regrowth of cells and things like that. But it is a thing, and whenever I get a manicure now, that's a great conversation starter. They always ask, what happened here? And I tell them, and they're like, oh.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's
so by
fair
the way,
enough.
Is
that everything?
That's our completed bobblehead collection. We have all the bobbleheads.
Well, shoot. I guess next time we're gonna have to go.
We'll actually have to go to the Institute.
And do some quest line.
Hey, Piper. Hanging out and having a drink? That's fine. But before we do any of that, there's somebody I want to find.
Hold on just a minute. Got my finger caught in a bicycle gear. You Frankenstein's always losing pieces. I never lost a body part. Keep them all clipped to your coats. Then
We should look for shelter. Look like you have something on your mind.
I'm gonna call you Mr. Coates. Grandfather, are you calling B-Man Coates? Or are you calling us Coates?
It's a good question. So I'm going to go ahead and abandon this framework because all it is just a framework for... Wait.
That's your power armor.
It's just a power armor framework, so I'll just leave it here.
I have so much data on the world before.
There's Curry.
Oh, Curry. Oh, Nick.
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
I'm so pretty. Oh, so pretty.
Where's Cait
I feel
at?
pretty and witty.
I hear her, but I need to see her.
And no other
Is she out in the back?
is
Yeah,
as
she's in the back.
pretty.
Do you need something, monsieur?
Ah,
The
nothing.
one that coats
As you wish.
is the only one you need.
It's all you need.
It's all
Time
you
for a bit of fun,
need.
is it?
Cait, we're going to trade some stuff.
Ready to head back out?
I just want to trade a few things.
What am I? A bank?
Sigh. And
Wait, you have all my Gwyneth Pale?
actually, that's a good point. Give me all the beer. She's got a sniper rifle, a minigun, and a bunch of other
How
things.
many miniguns do your companions have?
They like miniguns. Put on your red dress. All right, Cait's red dress with combat armor.
Shoulder pieces. Why are her shoulder pieces so that? I
Sparkly.
mean, it still works, but
But okay, Cait, you rock that red dress.
it's all you need. Why is it that when you put them in a dress, all of a sudden it puts them in heels? That's just,
Nothing's
Yeah.
more satisfying than a
you know
smoking
something?
gun
I need a
and
dress
humming
like that.
cats.
Yeah.
I could do it better than her.
Are a go, sir.
Back.
Pleasure to see you again, sir. Are you ready to depart?
There's something I want to say, but I can't.
Oh.
Part of me is like, I should say it, but part of me is like, I don't want to.
Go ahead.
You've got a better rack.
Eh.
Not a lot of folks would travel with a ghoul.
So okay, on that,
You ready to get this show on?
Roxanne.
put
You
on
don't
your
even-
red dress and dance the blues, Roxanne.
No, that's the wrong song.
I don't know.
Roxanne, you don't have to put on that red dress tonight. Roxanne.
Hey,
Shoot,
Piper.
you look like you could use a pick-me-up.
She gave me some bubblegum. There we go.
Okay, wait a minute.
And on that note, we're gonna
Wait a
call
minute,
it a night.
wait a minute.
Oh wait, you have something else.
I have a question for B-Man. Who is your who? Huh? Who?
Getting owlish.
Is this about the whole Roxanne? If you want to know Roxanne, you can sit there and look up Roxanne from Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
That's a good rendition of Roxanne.
Fair enough.
I mean, Roxanne is supposed to be essentially a hooker.
You would think.
Well, no, theoretically, Roxanne is when you're talking about the way that they talk about it. It's you're talking about a hooker. Super hungover when they recorded that.
Fair enough.
Chew bubble gum. There's no asses to kick. Gum. You know, I think that's a good place to call it.
Fair enough. That's a good.
And you know
that's
something?
a good point.
Maybe next time, if anybody has.
I love the styles here with the Voltec and Nick.
Okay, I'm gonna sit there and say this right now. If anyone has something that they want me to sing, you have to put it on the thread because I have to be given time to sit there and look it up.
And prep.
Because there's some things I can run, just fly by the seat of my pants. Mm-hmm. And that's a very small pool. And you're requiring me to sit there and work with my faulty memory that hasn't watched or seen a lot of this stuff before or for a long time. So, I'm just saying, if anybody wants song time with Nancy, sing along with Nancy or karaoke Nancy, woohoo, or whatever you want to call it.
Make a request.
And I will see what I can do.
Okay.
Okay?
And y'all have a good night. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for coming and watching our LP.